Here we go, back into the studio. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. This is the first hour. I call this normally the hour about freedom. And of course, for me, freedom means when we refuse to submit to what they tell us to do when it comes down to, let's say, being a good Democrat or being a good Republican or being a good libertarian. No, we're going to be good Americans first. That's my idea. Because after all, that's the way they control it. They enslave us. They separate us in groups. Then they're going to say, you fight against each other. At the same time, the same owners, the same masters control both parties, in this case, the Republicans and the Democrats. And the problem is many people, unfortunately, follow the orders from their headquarters. And that's bad. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. If you have principles, I believe, first of all, you should stick to the principles of the Constitution, limited government, more important, the principle of honesty. That's the number one thing. When you see that your leader is a crook, I don't care if it's Hillary or if it's Bush, you gotta, for my opinion, you gotta point it out and not following the orders. That's why I have a lot of respect for a man that has been on my show, probably since my first show I had out, since the beginning, 3 years ago. His name is Ronald O'Donnell from California. He is a political guy. I mean, first of all, he's been in the Democrat Party for about 50 years, for what I understand. And then, of course, he's been running successfully as a state senator for the California, for the district of San Bernardino. He won the primaries against the other establishment Democrat. And, of course, a lot of drama, a lot of things. They tried to somehow kick him out of the party. I had him on the show a few weeks ago. Now he's back. Today he has some strong revelation that he told me over the phone, but I would like for him to tell us exactly what's going on. Ronald O'Donnell from San Bernardino County. Are you there?
I sure am, and how are you wonderful people doing there at the Kate Talks listening audience? And it's such a pleasure to be welcomed back on your show, Zanna. It's always a pleasure.
It's my pleasure, especially when you bring news that for me they are inspiring to everybody out there to completely, let's say, do not submit to the authority of parties, leaders, especially when they are wrong, especially when they go against the principles of America, and more important, the principle of honesty. I refuse to follow anybody, especially when he's a crook. And I really respect you for that, because you've been the leadership in the last elections to refuse to submit to, let's say, completely a joke of a primaries in your party. I mean, the fact that Hillary, she was the chosen dog, came out completely on the open, and I'm not even for Bernie, but the point is that all the supporters for Bernie, they were completely robbed, in my opinion, of the elections. So I want to say, what's going on with you? I know you're really disappointed with your party leadership. What's going on?
Well, I told you, Zanna, I'm not real happy with the fact that 2 years ago they tried to have me arrested. And if you recall, a year ago they threw my delegates' paperwork and our receipts over the banister.
Yes.
The vice chair of the San Bernardino County Party did it and laughed at us because he was such a staunch Hillary supporter. But in today's news, Hillary said that she financed the Democratic National Party because they ran out of money, and that she is upset about that. And I'm going, okay, so she put up $100 million, but where did she get that money? And here we go. I've been saying it on your show.
Yeah.
It's coming from the Middle East. It's coming from the black Muslims. I found out that the Bernie movement, they're calling it our revolution, stems all the way back to the black Muslim party of Jesse Jackson, all the way back in the 80s. That's who they are. They infiltrated the DNC at the top with, Middle Eastern money. And I don't mean like less than a couple billion Middle Eastern money. I'm not talking chump change. The number 2 person in the Democratic Party nationally is Keith Ellison. I told you he was a black Muslim. I told you I thought he was going to actually get in. But as I looked further, and I see the progression, they call it the progressive Democrats. Who are they? What is progressive? So I looked it up. That's the Jesse Jackson Progressive Party, black Muslim party. Now we have Democrats, lawyers, and they say, I'm a progressive Democrat. And they don't even know what they're talking about because they haven't done the research. It's just a, term that they're using that they feel that they'll go ahead and get the support of anyone listening, because everybody needs to be Democrat and everybody needs to be progressive nowadays. But they don't use the real, true, actual words. Black Muslim Party. So what has happened, I found out, is that the Black Muslim Panther Party has successfully infiltrated the Democratic Party on a national level. He's now the vice chair. And in California, I almost made it to be the chair of California. But Eric Bauman won by 60 lousy votes out of 4,000. It's that close. So our state is really way off base. And that's why I'm going to have to resign from the Democratic Party at the hearing that I'm having in 10 days.
What?
I've already got my paperwork prepared. I'm just telling them, no, I don't seek the endorsement of the Democratic Party. I'm not a communist. I'm not a black Muslim. And even like Nancy Griffith standing up there today with the head of Donald Trump saying that, she was offended because she's being taken down by white, old, male people. That would be me.
Wow.
That's what she said on the news. Watch it.
That's
you guys
amazing.
watch it.
I gotta find.
Remember she got a picture of Trump holding, his neck cut off.
Yeah.
And she's holding his skull.
Yeah.
And she said it's white males that are sabotaging her.
What has to do with that? I mean, she's so dumb. First of all, she's lucky she didn't get right now arrested, or at least, let's say, an indictment, because I am all for freedom of speech. I'm all for satire and everything else. But here we have a really not so thin line anymore when we go from satire to death threats. We're talking about something that normally, if anybody else would have done something similar, in my opinion, to anybody, I don't care if she's the president or not, this is bad. This is bad. But more important, now, you guess what? It's called free market too, because I'm sure many sponsors, I'm sure many listeners or many viewers of whatever television station she works for or she used to work for, like CNN, guess what? They have the right to express their first opinion too, and she lost her job, and she's losing many jobs. So my point is, I don't feel sorry for her. If you start a fight like that, you better be ready to put up with that. Otherwise, now by the way, I saw the part that she's crying. Is a bad act in my opinion. Even, of course, I know she's hurting, because now I hope her mortgage is paid, because I'm telling you, when you start to live high like she's been, and now out of the blue, you have no more coming inside money like she used to. Life changes. Guess what? She's been blessed for so many years. But
But look at what she's portraying. She's portraying what the Muslims do to our American soldiers, to our Christians over in the Middle East now, to our American people. And she's holding it up as a Democrat.
Yeah.
And she's saying, this is how we feel about our president. Well, no, we don't. No Democrat has ever said that. And especially blaming all of this on senior citizen white males is what she said on the news. Well, that would be me.
Yeah, what has to do with white male
I can't be a member of that party.
That's insane.
That is not my Democratic Party.
That's insane. I mean, think about it. Everything has to do about race. So what you going to do? Are you going to become independent, or what is your story? What's going on?
Well, I am going to give them the news officially at that hearing where they're trying to throw me out of the Democratic Party, that they can't throw me out. I quit.
Wow.
That's what I'm going to do. But I want them to say it first. I'm going to the hearing. I have my letter of resignation prepared, and I'm going to hand it to the chair of the Democratic Party and then the vice chair of the Democratic Party in California. And I'm going to say, my 147,500 voters are going to know, here in the desert, are going to know why I quit. Wow. I'm telling you I quit.
Wow.
Because this is not my Democratic Party. This week, John F. Kennedy would have been 100 years old.
Yeah.
They killed my president, and there hasn't been a decent president since.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Completely different.
True.
What no more what you can do for your country, but now pretty much is what your country is forced to do for you. And
well, you know what they passed here too?
Yeah.
They called it universal health care.
Wow.
And I said, well, wait a minute, that's a great concept. Where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
Well, that's not universal health care. And here's the warning to the listeners, and here's what I want you to know.
Yeah.
They're saying universal health care to help the Latino population.
Wow.
When it has nothing to do with
Wow.
the people from Mexico.
Wow.
Because once they get that established in California, guess what it means?
Wow.
Well, we can't discriminate against the Muslim refugees, the million that they're trying to bring here.
Yeah.
That we don't even have enough money to. We have 45,000 homeless Americans in L.A. County alone. We have about 500,000 across the state. And what, we're going to bring 600,000 refugees from the Middle East that want to do what Kathy Griffin just depicted on TV, cut our heads off because we're white, old, senior citizens?
But
Hell no.
Talking about racism, talking about discrimination. I mean, I don't believe in anything coming free from the government because it means somebody else is forced to pay. But my point is, what you just told me, it's even beyond that. The point now they say, oh yeah, free is going to be just for this type of group. What is about the white regular guy, working man, that he pays every dime and he never gets anything for free? I mean, seriously. I mean, this is completely out of their mind. Talking about discrimination, it's beyond that. It's beyond that. And I still believe, of course, you don't steal from somebody to give to somebody else. That's wrong against my principles. But my point is now, you think are they going to be sad that you live in the Democratic Party, or I think they're going to have a party? Because I think you're going to be, probably you've been the biggest pain in the butt because you've been always bringing the truth and exposing their corruption, in my opinion. And at that point, I think they're going to have some sort of a party that you're going out. What do you think?
Well, I did get a chance to speak at the convention last week.
Yeah.
Remember I told you I got an opportunity, I got 5 minutes to speak.
Yes.
And after, listening to the tone of the convention, I could see that most of the people there, all they wanted to do was hurry up and get to the bar. And that's no kidding.
Wow.
They didn't care what we were saying. So all I did was I said, well, I want to thank my sister Marie Patrick, my 8th grade teacher in my Catholic school, for teaching me so that I could get an associate degree in accounting, so that I can get a bachelor's in economics and a doctorate in law. And Sister Marie Patrick, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of the Democratic Party. And that was my speech.
Wow.
But I thanked private education. Get it?
Yeah.
I thanked my Christian community. I thanked, although I'm not a really good Catholic anymore, I'm still a Christian, but that's my personal belief. But I thanked what made America great was the people that, I'm standing on their shoulders. That's how I got here, and that's how I feel that the Democratic Party has neglected us.
Question:
They don't even mention it.
Are you going to have future plans for political, goals, or you're going to just say, I'm done now, I'm going to go back home?
No, Zanna, my motto is never surrender, never quit, never forgive, and never forget. And they said, what do you mean never forgive? That's not Christian. You never forgive the devil. Yeah. And we have the devil in the Democratic Party.
I agree.
We have the devil taking over our country. We have, and by the way, what really made me make this decision and to make this stand is I spent all last week in Camp Pendleton with the Marines on the Marine base and watching these young men who are putting their lives out for us. They're willing to die for what, principles we taught them to believe in, called the United States of America, called the United States Constitution, called defending our country, called defending our people.
I have,
and yet
something to say. I don't want to interrupt you. Something very important you said. First of all, I want to be sure before we finish the hour that what you're doing today, what you've done today, the fact that you're speaking up against the corruption and you say, at that point, this is no more my party, and we need to understand that these parties, they've been created to divide us. I really want every other listeners out there, when you said this is no more the Democratic Party, this is the devil party, guess what? I completely support that statement. But also I say the same thing in the Republican Party. It happened. That party is being controlled. Look what they're doing now. They don't control anymore their puppet. They want this new puppet that they're supposed to follow the agenda. So there is no really difference between the Democratic Party and Republican Party when it comes down to the real insiders that they manipulate and control the whole agenda. That's why I say the same way you say you're going to leave the Democratic Party. That's great. I said I want today again redo the ceremony that I cannot do because I burned my card, my Republican card, and you cannot really hear the noise of fire, and I don't want to burn the studio here.
You did that 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. But I want to do this right now. I have another photocopy of the card, of the Republican membership card, and also of the prison commitment and all the stuff I used to be. Guess what? As a registration card, this is gone. I am never going to be anymore.
I have a registration card here also.
Yeah. So I support.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Can you hear it?
Yes. Great. This is historical. We have 50.
And I'm going to save this and give it to them at the meeting in 2 weeks, and they can stick it up there, whatever.
Yes. And I wish everybody would do that. Democrats and Republicans. Seriously, this is huge. Maybe we can inspire others because, you've been Democrat before even I was born, for God's sake. I mean, how many years have you been there? 50 years. It's huge what you're doing today. The fact that...
But I cannot support the black Muslim movement. I cannot support people standing in the streets chanting, what do we want, dead cops? When do we want them now? That is not my Democratic Party.
Yeah, and also the fraud, that part, and also when you have, very well, an insider like a Hillary, that no matter how many billions she had from, foreign sources, she's completely been betraying the party itself and like a bully, really, stealing the vote from you. And that's, for me, beyond everything else. So I really admire you for what you're doing today, to set the example for many other Democrats out there. And in my little part, I say, hey, Republicans, we got to wake up and do the same, because it's time to stop to follow these bastards that just because they put their R in front of the registration card, and more important, when you go to vote, they don't give you any other options. Yeah, we have an option. It's called do not follow their orders ever. Look what they're doing now, even to Trump. And by the way, I'm not a Trumpy, but I tell you, I see when...
I'm not either. I voted for him, but exactly. I'm not a Trump nutcase.
Yeah, when he does something right...
I respect him because of one thing. He beat the Republican Party.
Yes.
And then he went on and he beat the Democratic Party. And he's keeping his word.
Yes.
Which is unusual in the last 25 years.
I agree.
And one more point, if you don't mind me just adding.
Go ahead,
for
please.
The listeners. One thing that's happening that these black Muslims know is that our entire party, our leading, or our leadership, are octogenarians. I'm talking about Maxine Waters, and I'm talking about, Dianne Feinstein, whose husband got $1 billion contract for the, Amtrak. They're all multi-millionaires. They're 80 years old, just like Hillary, but they won't go away. When are they going to quit? I mean, 2018, most of them will be dead in 2 years. If not, they'll be hospitalized, but they'll still run.
Yeah.
Why? Why won't they let it go? They defeated us for 50 years in the name of being Democrats here in California.
Yeah.
And they won't go away.
Yeah.
Let us alone. We're not trying to be divisive. We're just Americans first. I said that a long time ago. Well, that's offensive to these people.
I agree.
Look what they're doing. They're doing the most asinine things, universal health care with no money.
Yeah.
That's only going to bring a couple more million people from South America, Central America, Mexico, China, the Middle East, here to this country.
Yeah. Let me tell you something
Where's
about Trump.
the money?
Well, one thing I'm very proud of what is done yesterday, or it's going to be a few days ago, exactly when his speech, and more important, the fact that he maintained his word when it came down to the Paris Treaty for this global warming fraud and to completely destroy our economy, and more important, to have a foreign international group of unelected people to dictate the conditions of how we can live our life, how we can work, how we can, and the fact that he said that, let me play, maybe I have a second here before we close. I don't know if it's too long, but my point is, he said, I'm here to completely. I represent the people of America. More importantly, I think the people of your state. Is that Pennsylvania, I guess? Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? What did he say?
That's where I'm from originally,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
No.
Proud Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yeah, not to represent the people of Paris, okay, or of the world. That's
No,
me. That's,
no.
That's great.
I've never been to Paris.
No, I'm talking about
No, I've never been.
President Trump when he said that. That was the most beautiful thing I could imagine. You know, that was powerful. And I'm telling you, that's why I really believe he at least is trying to stop this globalism that, by the way, both parties, the elite of both parties, they are corrupted and they are pushing it. I mean, the Bushes, the Lindsey Graham, the McCain, they're all for this New World Order globalism.
They're corrupted with Middle Eastern money. I've been saying that for 3 years. When I first said it, it was kind of hard to believe.
Yes.
But I'm going to read a statement right now. Here's the new statement from the black Muslim, Mr. Ellison, who I said was going to probably be the head of the party. He wound up being vice chair. Here's his statement.
Wow.
There's a new spirit running through the Democratic Party, Mr. Ellison, the black Muslim, said. We're coming out strong. We're knocking on every door. We're a coast-to-coast and everyone in between party. We're involved in all these things. Whereas before we might have been too focused on the presidential primary, now we fight these things every single day and everywhere so that there is a new way of moving forward, and it's winning politics. And I'm going to add, he didn't put it on here, and turn this United States of America into a communist country.
Wow. Let me list. Unfortunately, time is already out, but this is huge. And I want to know, whenever you come back from the meeting, that you will give officially your resignation. I want to know, I wish somebody would take an audio or a video of the comments. I would love to hear that. Okay? And please,
but I'm not going to surrender.
No, you won't. And you know that you have some
No.
surprise. And I don't want to talk to you about it today. I want to probably focus maybe on the next show. We're going to have more time, and I want to know new plans, continuing the fight, not anymore for what I heard in your state, but maybe trying to bring it all the way down to Washington. Let's leave
Well,
it like
when
that.
they attacked white senior citizen males,
Yeah.
right now on TV,
Yeah.
today, Kathy Griffin holding another white senior citizen male's head up, beheaded. That would be Donald Trump. We're done.
Don't tread on us.
Do you want social justice? Now I give you social justice.
The Zanna way.
Don't trade on us, the Freedom Rifle by Zanna. The most affordable military-grade semi-automatic AR-15 rifle in M4 configuration, chambered in 223 Wild, that can shoot both 5.56 NATO and 223 Remington. 4 minutes of angle for just $499, made in the USA. Get your Freedom Rifle now. We need every law-abiding American armed with knowledge and at least one military rifle, ready to defend good against evil. With every Don't Trade on Us rifle, you will get free parchment replica of the United States Constitution, free digital CD, Don't Trade on Us, free ebook, How to Become a Rifleman, free t-shirt, Slaves Are Never Armed, I Am Not a Slave, free 30-round magazine where allowed by the law, free laser engraved ejection port, Don't Trade on Us, for just $499. Go to www.freedomrifle.com, www.freedomrifle.com. Get your Freedom Rifle now. Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. This is the second hour, the hour about guns. But we don't talk just about guns. We talk also about things that are related to guns. Like, for example, the new project, the new short commercial, also / movie, called Skady. Skady is the name of the rifle that I'm producing at Zanna Enterprises. At least my company is producing.